Welcome in to Turn Up the Volume, where volume stands for Voices of Ladies United, Motivated, and Empowered, a segment where we like to bring in leading ladies throughout the community. And this woman here, she has her hands in on the community, helping out any way she can. And I'm going to go ahead and bring her up here. We have Janelys Villalta, part of the Salvation Army of Augusta, but we're going to get to know her a little bit more here. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am pretty well. Thank you so much, Janelys, for coming in. Again, we spoke a little bit. We know you are the marketing manager and public relations manager over at Salvation Army of Augusta, but let's get to talk about that, but beyond that, okay?
Yeah. I'm going to try to teach you a little Spanish so you can pronounce my name with a little finesse.
A little finesse.
So,
now, our producer, I have to tell you this. Our producer, David, he is Colombian, and he was telling me your name and helping me. So you got to help me a little bit too.
We'll do it together. It's
Janelys.
There you go.
Janelys.
Yeah, now you speak a little Spanish.
Say your last name too.
Villalta.
Janelys Villalta.
There you go.
Oh, that sounds so good. Go me. I love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
That is perfect there. Now, let's stop right there. Where are you from?
So I was born in Miami, Florida.
Yes.
My mother's side is Cuban, which is a lot of Miami.
Yes,
and
literally.
My dad's side is Honduran. And so they both immigrated here. And I was born in Miami as a first-generation American.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
How is that bringing in those two cultures and then bringing it here to America as well?
Yeah, I grew up in Beaufort, South Carolina, in the Low Country.
Yeah.
We moved away from Miami when I was about 4 years old, and so now if you go to Beaufort, it's very diverse. But growing up, it was very black and white, and it was hard. Not only being Latina in a space like that, but being Latina from two different cultures. And so I did find a lot of community in church. We went to a predominantly Honduran church growing up, and so that was a great way to have that enriching culture still in me. And then growing up, we went to Miami every single year, at least once a year. So I always got that Cuban culture in me too.
Oh, perfect. Is that still something you do? Try to get out to Miami as much as you can?
Yeah, I just got back. We were literally there last week. So,
really? Yeah. Well, Miami is a fun time. I love it. The producer I was just talking about, he's also from Miami.
Yeah,
so that is,
a lot of Latinos in Miami.
Yes, I love that there. Well, Janelys, I've done a little bit of research on you, and I saw that your background is in journalism. So before you even got into this marketing or public relations world, you were dabbling into some journalism as well. So tell me about that. Tell me about your studies in college and what made you sort of do a transition from the journalism world, even though it's sort of all interconnected. It's all interconnected.
Yeah. So I went to the University of South Carolina. I graduated with a bachelor's in broadcast journalism. And I was always very activism track in college. I was very involved in social justice issues. I was the president of the Latin American Student Organization. I was involved in the Feminist Coalition. You name it, a social justice issue, I was involved in it. And so I trying to switch gears. I saw myself as someone who could try to report in an unbiased way on communities that are impacted by things that maybe are often overlooked. And so I went into the producer track. I really enjoyed producing when I was in college. And luckily I found a job here in Augusta at News 12, and I was there for about 4 years. When I left, I was executive producer. And then I got an opportunity to work at a Fox station in Fort Myers remotely. So I was doing that right here at home, and it wasn't the same. Although I did really enjoy working with that station, I was reporting on a community that wasn't my own. And so I knew that at that time I was kind of transitioning gears. My passion for journalism was really rooted in community. And so I knew that I wanted to stay somehow in media. I love creating. And so I knew I wanted to stay in that track and the position at the Salvation Army became available, and I knew immediately that was what I wanted to do.
Wow, that is amazing. You taking all that you've learned and now bringing it over to the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
And I want to speak on your title a little bit, marketing manager and public relations manager. That's a lot.
It is a lot.
That's a lot for them to put into one. But
it's a huge umbrella.
Yeah, it is a huge umbrella. But I mean, you're taking it on well, because you know, we all know about Salvation Army of Augusta throughout the whole CSRA, and that's because of the marketing. And, you're one of the leading ladies behind that there. So that's great. You know, speaking of that journalism world, how is taking your passion for storytelling, how have you been able to sort of mix that in here with your new position?
Yeah, it's been great, honestly. When I was at News 12, I really didn't recall a ton of what the Salvation Army was doing. I could recall a few stories, and that was something that when even when I did the job interview, they basically gave me the job on the spot, but they wanted me to focus on public relations and telling our story. And it is such an amazing opportunity. We serve a clientele that a lot of people hopefully we'll never have to experience what they experience, but it is becoming more and more common. And being able to share those stories and let people know the incredible work that we're able to do because of their support is great. One of the big things that I think my background in journalism was able to do was I have great relationships with journalists. And so it was very easy to transition that into my journalist hat into public relations, because anytime I would hear something that was happening at the shelter or within our command, which is what we call our organization here locally, I was like, that's a story. That's a press release. We need to send that out immediately. We should do a story on that. And I don't think there was someone in that position before me that was thinking like a journalist. And so I think that was such a great transition. And if there's any one out there that's listening to this and they're a journalist, maybe thinking of transitioning, but they have imposter syndrome, you can do it. You have the skills. Those skills are so transferable. I was nervous doing it. I never really got any hands-on training, but once I got there and started getting my hands dirty, I was really confident in my ability to do the work.
Yeah, no, that is awesome there for you to be able to, again, take that from your last thing, bring it all together and really still hone in on your passion, on the passion that you knew that you really had. And so just thinking throughout the years being there, what is, a success story that you have with yourself or something that you've helped out with there?
Ooh, okay. So we do annual success stories. And there's one that really has hit home for a lot of people. I remember thinking it was just a photo op. We were going to North Augusta High School maybe a year or two ago. I was going with one of the minister leads who was going to pick it up, and I wanted to take a picture of her with the president of the Beta Club at the time. He had collected coats, I want to say a huge collection of coats for the clients at the Center of Hope. And so I go and I'm thinking it's just a photo op. Turns out this student, his name is Alex. He was a senior at the time. He used to be a client at the Center of Hope.
Wow.
We didn't know that at the time. Not only since then, he had been doing these yearly collections with the Beta Club, he was volunteering at the soup kitchen, and we had no idea. Wow. And his story was just so profound for me. We ended up doing a success story with him, and so if anyone wants to watch it, is on our YouTube channel. But he has such great resilience. He ended up graduating at the top of his class. He's now, I want to say, at the University of Chicago with sites to transfer to MIT, and it just being able to see what we were able to do in this young man's life and how he turned himself around from such a hard situation to be able to really lead an exceptional academic career at such a young age. That was a great success story. And I'm glad I was able to highlight it with his permission, because it's something that really just pulls at your heartstrings and lets you know that these are numbers that we report on, but they're real people. Those numbers have names. It has been such incredible work that we've done over the past 3 years. We've taken 400 people from staying at our homeless shelter to permanent housing. And so that is just something that has skyrocketed. Our incredible social services team has been able to do that. And I am the fortunate person who can highlight those numbers and those statistics and those stories. And so that has been one of the most incredible highlights of my career so far with the Salvation Army.
Yeah, that's amazing there. Just, to know that, which this might be a thing with a couple people that we see right in front of us, not knowing what they're actually going through, but still trying to help, being in that, in that position there. So that leads me to another thing, just being in this line of work and just being involved in the community. What is some things or a misconception that you see with nonprofits, I would say? Is there sort of like a misconception that you sort of see throughout?
I would say specifically with the work that we do at the Salvation Army, it's very closely aligned with the homeless population. And there's so many misconceptions when it comes to people who are struggling with homelessness. I think one of the big things is that people assume that the people staying at our shelter, they want to be there. They want to be homeless. This is the lifestyle that they've chosen. And while there are some people who are out on the streets and they are choosing that lifestyle, the vast majority of the people that we serve, they were just one paycheck away from ending up at our shelter. And I would say the biggest misconception is that people think they're not trying to get out of their situation. The very first and the best thing that someone who is struggling with homelessness can do is check into our shelter, because we are the triage center. We might not be the best fit for you, but we can point you in the right direction. And so the biggest asset that they get from staying at the Center of Hope is getting connected to a caseworker who can help them get connected to those resources. And so if anyone's thinking, oh, I'm not donating to the Salvation Army, or I'm not shopping at their thrift stores, they don't do anything with that money, it goes to a big CEO. That's not true. Yeah. All of the money that you donate here in Augusta stays in Augusta, and it goes to helping your neighbors in need. We try to make use of every single penny of that dollar that you donate. And the results are there. I mean, it's incredible work that our caseworkers do, our social services team in general. They have really helped people not only get into housing, but just incredible results of putting them into rehab facilities, putting them in touch with safe homes if they struggle with domestic abuse, and just getting them connected to the right resources so that they can turn their lives around. Because it's not always a housing issue. Typically it's not. A lot of times it's mental health or substance abuse. And so being able to see these people coming into our shelter and having the desire to want to change their lives, that is such an incredible feeling that I know our social services team sees every single day. And I think now that we're talking, the biggest misconception is probably that when you donate to a nonprofit, it doesn't do anything. No, it does. It's the lifeline of what we do. Donors not only donating your money, but your time. It is such an incredible way to support your community. Really, here in Augusta, nonprofits do so much work for the community, and I'm incredibly proud to be a part of the nonprofit community here in the CSRA.
Yes, and that line you said there about this is the lifeline of the community, and also just nonprofits being here together. Something that I've heard just speaking with other people involved in nonprofits is they love when you all nonprofits work together. Mm-hmm. It's a community, like you said. It's not competition. It's a community, and that's what helps others that are in situations, or others that have to use these resources. You all coming together there. And I love that you are so knowledgeable about the organization and just about this this industry, this duty to the community. So any advice to women maybe just trying to work up their way in the professional world or nonprofit world, just trying to get their voice heard? Any advice for those women there that's trying to work their way into the professional world?
I would say for women specifically looking to get into nonprofits, or maybe they're in a nonprofit and they feel like they need to get a leg up, they're not really sure that they're doing what they should be doing, they're not making a difference. I promise you probably are. But here locally, we have a great resource in the Community Foundation of the CSRA. They are an amazing partner of ours. They're an amazing sponsor of ours. But not only us, they help all kinds of nonprofits across the CSRA, not only monetarily, but they have workshops for people so that they can learn how to be a better marketer, even if they don't have a marketing manager on the payroll. They can learn how to apply for those grants. And so I would say definitely take advantage of those local resources. But even, the world is at our fingertips with the internet.
Yep.
And so making sure that you're educating yourself and continue to learn. Just because you graduated from college or you finished high school, you should never stop learning. You should always try to, better yourself professionally. Reading books is an incredible way to learn not only how to be a better professional, but how to be a better you. I would say that's an incredible way to be a better professional, is by, being the best version of yourself that you can be. And so, yeah, I would definitely encourage women going into the nonprofit sphere to do that. And just women in general going into their professions, find a mentor. A mentor is the best way for you to not only stay motivated and stay on the right track, but to get connected with resources that can help you figure out what your next steps are.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Having that mentor or just getting out to those resources, it's a lot of time it's about what who and those connections,
Right.
So
Right.
that really does help there. And okay, let's say your name again. Janelys.
Yeah.
Janelys. Ah! Okay, so who is Janelys outside of the nonprofit work?
Ooh.
What does she enjoy?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I am a mom. I have a 2-year-old. She is the light of my life.
What?
She's
I did not
great.
know this.
Yeah, I try not to post too much on social media about my personal
gosh.
things,
So
but
you have
yeah,
a 2-year-old daughter?
I have a 2-year-old.
That's it?
Yes, just a
I have
2-year-old.
a 2-year-old daughter.
Oh my God, we should do a play date.
Yes,
Yeah,
seriously.
So I, outside of work, I have a 2-year-old. And so I actually, obviously the Croc Center is under my umbrella
Yes,
professionally,
yes.
but I have also been getting involved outside of my work with our children and youth department. And so we lead a program called Read and Play Day. It's a free
Yes.
literacy program for kiddos 5 and under and their caregivers. And so lately I have been helping with that, putting that event on. Anything that I can do to enrich my toddler's life, I try to do. And so I just recently became a board member at the Imagination Station Children's Museum.
Nice.
Yeah. So I love taking her
is
there. It's such
awesome.
an incredible hidden gem.
Yes,
really,
it is.
and
I
it's
haven't
so
been, but
huge.
I've heard of it.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, make sure you get in the door because your
Yes.
toddler would love it. It's definitely the ideal age range is for kids around 6 and under.
Okay.
It's a great location, and so we're definitely involved with that.
That is so
Me
fun.
personally, I love thrifting, so that's another great aspect where technically I get paid to go to the thrift
Yeah.
store, so I love that. I love thrifting. I
Yes.
love doing arts and crafts. I'm really
Nice.
into scrapbooking.
Yes.
And then most recently, I'm trying to get into gardening. I
Okay.
have a black thumb, but
I was going to say, do you have a green thumb or a
but my
black
partner has a green thumb, and
Okay, good.
he does really great at keeping things alive. And so
Perfect.
We're working in tandem.
What are
to-
y'all growing?
Girl, we got cucumbers.
Oh, good
we got
stuff. You're right off
lettuce,
the bat. Good
we got
stuff.
herbs. Yeah, we have mint, we have parsley, we have basil. We have a lot of stuff.
Oh my
mother-in-law, so
gosh.
she owns a it's called Spice of Life. She has converted her backyard into a farm, basically. And
Wow.
she grows
Full of spices?
everything.
Oh, my
Mostly,
goodness.
yes, a lot of spices, but she has, like chamomile. She has eggplants. I just took some broccoli from her garden the other day. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome.
yeah, so she's the reason that we're moving up in the garden.
I love
life,
that. So, I mean, this is probably a duh question, but do y'all use it to cook and everything?
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Yes. And that's my favorite thing. Goal in life is to have a homestead eventually. And just like everyone's like, what's your dream job? I'm like, I don't dream about labor. I
Right.
dream about my dream lifestyle, which is to have my own farm. I want
Yes.
chickens. I want goats. I want to make my own cereal. You know, I'm trying to be the most granola crunchy mom there ever was. And so
now that's
me.
a first, making your own cereal.
I've seen it on TikTok. You can do it.
Everything's on there.
I just started making my own mayo, and like it's so easy. It's so easy. You should not buy mayo from the store because it's so easy to make at home.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Does it taste different from?
It does, but you can curate it to be your own. So like last night I made mayo and then I turned it into an aioli because we make quesadillas. And I promise you, I tasted. I was like, this tastes just like a Taco Bell quesadilla. I love Taco Bell.
Yeah.
It's my
They're
guilty
good.
pleasure.
They're good.
But what it is the sauce that they put on their quesadillas. That's why I keep going back. I just made it last night, and I said I'm never going back to Taco Bell.
I can make it at home. Not you done let them go.
Have to. And I'm not buying Hellman's anymore either because I'm making it at home.
That is, I love that. Oh my gosh, that's so fun to find out. Just about you outside of this. You being a mom. Hope you had a great Mother's Day. That was just the other day.
It was very good.
Oh, that's awesome. So now you'll have to maybe bring some gardening classes to the Croc Center.
Yeah, we have I'm sure you guys have reported on it. We're building a brand new park behind the Croc Center, and there's going to be all kinds of stuff like a walking track. They'll have pickleball courts, volleyball courts, all kinds of things. But there's also, aside from the playground, there's going to be a little green patch. And they want to make a community garden there. So.
There it is. Yeah, that'll be perfect. That'll be perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Well, thank you so much for coming in, chatting with me.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, telling us a little bit more about, your impact in the community, and then again, just about yourself in general. So we appreciate you for coming in.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much.
Yes.